Hello world of YouTube and welcome to the answers to the Q&A that I announced last month. I said that I was going to do a answer portion. I try to do an annual Q&A, even though since I started doing annual Q&As I also started streaming, and I get asked a lot of questions when I stream, and there's kind of a dialogue and a conversation about very specific topics. I figured I'd give those that don't watch the streams at all, to get a chance to prod any questions they had sticking in their mind, because I normally stream in the mornings, and I know some peeps don't get up that early. So I threw up that video a month ago saying, hey, I'm doing a Q&A, leave your questions in the comments down below, and I also put it up on Twitter and Instagram. I made a community post talking about getting questions for a Q&A, and I got some. So we're going to break it down. We're going to start in YouTube and then burgeon out to Instagram and Twitter and the like. And we'll start with YouTube, the video itself. In the comments, Brady Madison, recent patron Brady Madison, asked a handful of questions on there. Firstly, what are some of my go-to comfort foods? I mean, pizza, that's kind of an easy one. I eat a lot of pizza. I just ate a pizza for lunch. It's like something I can just make and eat without sort of thinking about it. Donuts. I'm a sucker for good donuts. I feel like that's a good comfort food. It's a go-to for me. Snacks as well. There's some comfort snacks for me that I kind of like eating. Eating a bag of Funyuns or like Cool Ranch Doritos. Those are like snacks that I've been eating for a long time that I feel like are just kind of a comfort. They're a go-to. Like they're a tried and true snack for me, and those kind of tried and true comfort foods. You know, I feel like I branch out here and there with stuff to eat. Rachel likes to cook, and she makes a lot of good recipes, so I have been branching out a lot, especially since we've been dating, and since we moved in together. She's been cooking a lot of nice meals, and it's been interesting. You know, it's been cool to just eat even more new foods with somebody else. But yeah, those are kind of my comforts. You know, those are the kind of things that I if prodded to offend or eat whatever just quickly, that'd be that. Another question, are you planning on making a live-action King Kong 2005 for GameCube remake? And yes, I've been secretly working on a remake for the King Kong 2005 live-action for the GameCube. I have, just spoilers for the cast, I got King Dedede to play King Kong. Now, I know that's kind of a controversial take, because Donkey Kong is right there. He's prime for the taking. But I felt like it was too obvious, first off. I'm trying to subvert your expectations. Cast people you may not expect to fill in those roles. To fill in those roles. And while Donkey Kong is an incredible actor, I felt like King Dedede is going to give a really dramatic twist to the role of King Kong that you guys won't be expecting. I also have Samus Aran playing Adrian Brody's character, because I feel like, why not make a female protagonist for King Kong? You know, I think that'll be interesting. That'll add a cool dynamic to King Kong, I feel like. You know, I'm trying to make the Last Jedi of King Kong remakes, so I think that'll be awesome when it comes out in 2079. Hope you're excited for that. Next question. Are there any dream videos you've always wanted to make? Have you gotten around to any? Yeah! Actually, when I first started to get back into the swing of the channel, I was making a lot of videos that I wanted to make. You know, a lot of my video game franchise lists that I was making in like 2017, 2018, the Castlevania, the Mario, the Sonic lists, those are all lists that I've been wanting to make for forever. The Aesop Rock discography review I was sitting on for a long time that I was happy to have made. My video game soundtracks list I was working on before it came out in like 2018. I was working on it in like 2016. Like I was working on pulling that video together. So it was nice to kind of bring a lot of that stuff together. Even now I've got videos on the back burner that I've been sort of waiting in the wings to try and make at good times, you know. I was going to make a, I still want to make a skit. A lot of my skits, a lot of my short little shitposty skits, I got a lot of ideas for those, but those take more time to film, because there's a lot of, like, camera work that I've got to do. There's a lot of staging I have to set up, and while I like sitting down and doing conversational type content, I do like doing that kind of stuff, and I'd like to, throughout the back half of the year, knock out some of the ones I've been sitting on for a while. I have one involving Pepsi Twist that I've been wanting to make for a long time. I was teasing that, I think, last year, that I just never ended up making. There's a couple that I've been wanting to make that just haven't seen the light of day yet, that I think once they are out there, you'll enjoy. I've got some, like, fake ads I want to make. I've got a lot of ideas with my Pretty Random Awesome playlist type videos that I'm excited to make. And then he also finished up the comment on the video itself with, to kind of piggyback off of that, what are some of your favorite videos I've worked on? Well, for stuff that I've made, stuff that that's been a part on my channel, if we're sticking it just to videos, I liked the Green Day music video that I filmed. Anytime I do collaborations, I'm really happy. Like, I like sitting down here and talking about stuff with you guys. You know, I loved how season 1 of Drunk Anime Reviews came out. You know, some of my favorite videos I've done by myself. The most recent Redacteds that I've been doing, the Everything and the Joji ones, I think are really good. Same with the Red Hot Chili Peppers B-Side You sessions. I think that one came together really well. I liked the lists I've been doing lately. That samples and hip-hop video I'm really happy with. This past year's year-end list season, I think, came together really, really well. The editing on that, I think, is top-notch. The stuff Shake's been editing, the classic breakdowns, the ones on, like, the Rapture's debut, I loved how he edited that together. I like seeing him edit my stuff, because he edits differently than I do. And, like, he also did the Rush ranking the songs on Moving Pictures. I loved the editing on that. I thought that was really good. He's just got a different style that I think works really well, and I liked how those came together. As far as, like, stuff not on my channel, anything I've done with John and Crash and them, I got to work on the Pitchfork video. That was a lot of fun. I loved being a part of that experience. I loved the alternate take review, jumping back to me for a second, jumping back to my videos. The alternate take review on Danny Brown, I filmed with them. That was a lot of fun. The vids the short shit-posted videos that I got to make with them were fun. The first minute of every YouTube video I really liked. I liked the carpool karaoke that we did with John and Hannah. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun shoot. That was a fun day of just driving around, just belting songs together. Doing the Dear John that I did with John and Crash was a lot of fun. Same with the 7 on Sunday. Those were good videos that I liked making with those guys. I like being in that kind of environment because they have a completely different setup and a completely different sort of regimen to their filming than I do, and I've liked being a part of that stuff. We did the Slipknot beat down on John. That was a lot of fun too. That was just it's fun to work with those guys, you know, and it's fun to work with Shake. You'll see later on this month. I've loved making Cash Boys with Shake. It's a show that I finally made an announcement trailer for, like 6 months into the making of the show. Cash Boys has been easily one of my favorite things that I'm consistently doing. It's so much fun. I love making Cash Boys, and if you haven't watched Cash Boys, go watch it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And to jump into a different realm of something that I'm really happy with, the streaming. I've loved streaming this year. I tried streaming back in like 2019, 2018. It was fun, but doing it in the current state that I'm doing, I'm having so much fun with it. I've loved doing the marathons. I love the vibe of streaming on here, and it's a lot of fun. You know, I have my regulars, they come in, we chill. YouTube's been pushing me to people's feeds, which is insane, and it's cool to have that sort of level of interactivity with people. And it's fun to play through games that I've either wanted to play through for a long time or, you know, experience for the first time. I've got some other bucket list stuff coming up there, and I've got some fun sort of revisits that I hadn't done in a while that I'm excited to do as well. But yeah, I'm really happy with how streaming has been going this year. It's another thing that I just love getting to do. Now, on the community tab, Brady also dropped a question least and favorite Mountain Dew products and why, not exclusive to beverages. Well, the only thing I got in context for Mountain Dew is their beverages. I've never bought like their candles, their chapstick. I don't buy Mountain Dew stuff other than the drinks. And lately, I've really been hooked on these Rise drinks. I like these Rise drinks. I used to like some of the Kickstart flavors that transitioned into Rise. I like the Kickstarts. I used to love Mountain Dew. I was a Mountain Dew gamer boy in my high school and in middle school years, mostly my high school and in college years. And now I don't need that much sugar. Those are very sugary drinks, and it's hard for me to drink one now, which is weird. You know, it's crazy to think about how body chemistry reacts to things the older that you get, but like, I still get that craving for something a little sweet, and I like that these aren't packed with sugar. They're not super sugary. They've got some sugar. It's enough to keep it sweet without getting super... I don't feel like my teeth are rotting away in my mouth. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like the Mountain Dew Rises. I drink the blueberry or the pomegranate and the orange ones a lot. It's a good sort of different type of caffeine that isn't like coffee, because I do drink a lot of coffee in my free time. And it's a nice, if I'm not wanting coffee, but I want something else to give me caffeine, I'll go to those more than likely if I'm not getting like a regular energy drink. But yeah, my least favorite Mountain Dew products, I really don't like a lot of the extra flavors that they've been doing. You know, the melon flavor I didn't really like. I didn't like Dew USA. I didn't like the Holiday Brew. A lot of the side flavors that they've been experimenting with, I don't think are coming together all that well. I think the last new flavor I liked, which granted I haven't tried them all. I didn't try the Voodoo one. I didn't try, there was like a raspberry one that I didn't try that I kind of wanted to try that came out last year. But I think the last new flavor I liked might have been Voltage, and even then, I wasn't as big into Voltage as I was Livewire and Code Red. I loved Code Red. A lot of those Democracy flavors, my favorites didn't win, so like, I was always kind of upset with them. Like, Whiteout's fine, and so is Voltage, but it wasn't the best pick to me personally. But yeah, that's a little Mountain Dew talk for you. Now let's move to Instagram. Well, we got the last Brady Madison question. Brady left a comment, went on the community tab, and hit the Instagram. He's hitting all of his bases. But he asked what my 5 least favorite artists are. And, I mean, if I were to sort of give you a rough 5, I could think off the top of my head. I don't like Five Finger Death Punch. They suck. I don't like Chris Brown. I think he sucks. I don't like Tekashi 6ix9ine. I think he's awful. Who else? Who are 2 other artists that I really just can't stand to listen to whenever they come on the radio or whenever their name crops up in conversation? Do I just get like shudder-backed? I mean, Nickelback sucks. Nickelback is always kind of a go-to answer for people. Same with Five Finger Death Punch. But they still have passionate fan bases that I just don't... I mean, so does Chris Brown. So do all of these artists. But, like, in the realms of rock, Nickelback still gets a lot of hate, but also a lot of love. People love them some Nickelback, and I don't, man. I know I used to when I was, like, a kid in the 2000s, but I didn't know any better, man. I didn't know any better. And now that I do, I'd rather not listen to Nickelback. If you threw on Nickelback, I might throw up on you. DJ Khaled. Why? You want to know why I didn't think of DJ Khaled? Because he's so forgettable. He's just a tagline brand that people put their name to, that people attach their name to through his project. Sure, he's had some cool collaborations, but he is the least compelling artist in music, by and large. And yeah, DJ Khaled sucks. So definitely he'll be in my 5. So Chris Brown, Nickelback, Five Finger Death Punch, Tekashi 6ix9ine, DJ Khaled. There's a good 5 for you right there. Good old Art V, ARTV John, my buddy John asked, what is the most frustrating part of the video making process? Filming. filming is. This is my second take of answering this question. That's why filming is the most frustrating aspect, because like pre-production stuff, setting up ideas, laying out how I want the ideas to go, that's easy. I like doing that part because it kind of creates the sort of order for the video to follow. Editing is also fun or easy because I get to fix any shit that I may have fucked up while filming, while also providing additional context, organizing everything in a nice fashion. It's fun to do. I like editing the skits that I make. I like editing the fun bits in like Rachel's Game Corner and the stream VODs. I love editing that stuff. But filming, man, filming can be tough. More so than recording for like game content. Like doing video game commentary stuff, that's a lot easier than filming. Sitting down in a chair and talking to the camera can sometimes be the most infuriating aspect of making videos. And it's the most important part. It's the part that you have that's the foundation for the video. It's where everything comes together. Filming, sometimes, you know, bad takes happen. And sometimes, especially when I'm doing stuff like listening logs or some of the discography reviews I've done, and even some redacteds, there's takes that are just completely waste. It's just digital garbage. And I get so frustrated when I'm filming something, or like the flow is going really well, but then it just gets thrown the fuck off, and it makes filming that much more frustrating when that happens. You know, when you're in the groove and in the pocket and firing off on so many cylinders, yeah, that's great, but that's not always the case, and filming is where it breaks down the most. You know, that's why sometimes you'll see in videos, I'll have post-production clips thrown in where it's an idea that I meant to bring up while talking about a particular thing, but I may have been focusing on a multitude of other things when talking about that product or that item, that song, whatever have you, that I forgot to bring up this other portion of a point that I wanted to talk about, whether positive or negative. And that also could be because of how I film. My setup, it's different. It's not quite as rigorous as like I know Crash's is and John's are. You know, their setups, or even like, you know, I don't know their setups exactly, but I do know that like Mark from Spectrum Pulse, he scripts a lot of his stuff. His reviews are like just basically his video transcript. I don't script all that much, so that leads it a little more loose, but also it lends to more issues cropping up when filming a video. But when it hits, when it strikes gold, it's beautiful. But yeah, filming, easily the most frustrating aspect of the video making process to me. And then Hannah asked, Infinity on Hannah, shout out to Hannah, said, what future pets would you like to own? You know, I don't know. I know it's going to be a bit, for me anyway, to be ready to get a new pet. Rachel and I talked about this recently, because obviously it's weird being in the house, like, not having any pets. Actually sitting right over there off camera is like the ashes of Mixie and Charlotte, and also a dog that I had that passed and a cat that I had that passed at earlier in life. But I don't know. I know that probably we'd get another cat at some point, because we both miss having a dog, but Rachel has a heavier allergy to dogs, so we probably wouldn't get a dog. I don't know if I'd want to do another reptile, at least not yet. Because Charlotte was something special, man. Like, Charlotte came into my life at, like, such a different time, and was, like, so needed for me to sort of acclimate myself in an environment that I didn't know was going to be that beneficial to me at the time. But having Charlotte and getting to learn something new while taking care of a life, and sort of the growing pains that stem from owning an exotic animal, was really nice and gratifying to me, you know. But I don't know, because sometimes getting a reptile, it's like a perfect storm of perfection. You know, the only other reptile I've been as close to as Charlotte was a snake that we had when I worked at PetSmart that I ended up selling, and it died 2 days later, and I cried because it died. But with reptiles, it's a completely different storm, man. Like, because you don't know, because reptiles have a very different vibe to like furry animals. You know, and same with stuff like hamsters. I know sometimes hamsters, the stars have got to align in that realm as well. I've seen hamsters, and I've been around like gerbils and hamsters and guinea pigs that are super nice, easy to get, accustomed to, but sometimes they just are not people. And it's more so than when like dogs and cats, like a harder thing to adjust to. Having a dog or a cat, immediately the vibe, and you can adjust to that. But with reptiles, since they have such a finicky environment, it can be hard to kind of acclimate yourself to that. So I don't know if I want another reptile, at least not now. I think the next pet we get would probably be another cat. Just because, Mixie, while she does have an allergy to cats, and it can be kind of something that flares up for her, Mixie was such a different beast. Like, she wasn't allergic to Mixie, at least not really intensely so. And so it kind of worked out perfectly, because Mixie was the best cat. But, yeah, I don't know what... I know it'll be a cat more than likely, if only because like other exotic animals like birds I have an allergy to. I'd like to have a bird. I think birds are cool. They're also a lot to take care of, and I have an allergy to them, like a severe allergy to them, I found out. So I don't know if I could do birds, but probably a cat. Now let's go to Twitter, to the tweetsters. Don't Fear Music on Twitter asked me, do you ever plan to make a top 100 albums / artists and bands of all time? He asked a couple questions. That was his first question. And to answer that one, I actually had a top 100 albums of all time list that I'm now retooling. Just because there's some stuff on there I want to cycle out, some that I want to keep in. And I may do like a reaction video comparing the two if that's something you guys would be interested in. Let me know in the comments down below. I may make it like a stream thing. I don't know. But just talking about why I changed what I did on my top 100 albums of all time whenever I end up doing that. And then as far as artists' albums, I've done genre-specific favorites. Like I have floating around a top 50 metal bands and a top 50 rappers list, which I'll link in the description. They're on my Rate Your Music. I think I'm retooling the rapper one right now because that one's also old. But the metal bands list I'm pretty happy with still, so that'll be linked down there. But I wouldn't be against doing like a 100 favorite album or artists of all time as well, if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing. I can make one on Rate Your Music and then put it out on here. I know I did my 11 favorite bands, but I could do 100 of those. I could make that into like a nice list for you guys. It would take time, but I'd be down to do it. His other question, and the last question I'll be answering in this video, what is my favorite year in music? 2005. I know some people don't like 2005 in music, but 2005 had a lot of really good shit that came out in it. You had Sleater Kinney's The Woods. You had A Healthy Distrust by Sage Francis. Felt 2 came out. From Under the Cork Tree came out in 2005. Fall of Troy's Doppelganger. You had Gojira's from Marcia Sirius. Fucking Get Behind Me Satan, Hypnotize and Mesmerize by System of a Down. You had Silent Alarm by Block Party, Dalek's Absence, Gorillaz Demon Days. 2005 was an incredible year for music, and it's easily my favorite. And I actually was working on a top 50 albums of 2005 list, which I still may drop someday on Rate Your Music, my top 50 records of 2005 in the future. But yeah, 2005 easily my favorite year in music. But yeah, that was the Q&A. That was my questions that I was given answered. Did you like it? Did you like the answers I gave? Let me know your responses to those in the comments down below. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdery content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons if you want to join the ranks to get early access to content, exclusive content like my monthly update, where I tell you guys my tentative plans for the upcoming month, which just dropped today on there. It's linked in the description. You also get help drive the community through polls on there. It's a good time. It's linked in the description. I'm going to get out of here, though. If you guys have good days, life situations, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the love. And I'll see you another day.